The Boston Celtics New York Knicks series is set to start on Monday night, game one. Everyone looking forward to it. The 2 seed and the 3 seed. And this series is not going to deliver in the slightest. Give me the Boston Celtics in 5. Drop your comment below. Let me know who you have in this series. The Celtics are just better. The Knicks didn't pick up a win all regular season against the Thunder, Cavaliers, or Boston Celtics, the 3 best teams in the league. They couldn't beat any of them. Once they had a losing record against teams that were above 500 during the regular season. And I get it. There's a lot of stars on this team. Jalen Brunson, certified bucket. Karl-Anthony Towns, Western Conference Finals with the Timberwolves last year. They, gave up a million picks for Mikal Bridges, and they paid OG Anunoby a ton of money. But this is just a bad matchup for them. No way around it. Okay, the Knicks struggled to beat good teams. They played a good team in Detroit, and let's be honest, we're a missed call away on Tim Hardaway Jr. in Game 4 from that series probably still going on. And, being back in New York for Game 7, who knows how differently the rest of that series goes if they make the correct call on Tim Hardaway Jr. attempting that three-point shot in Game 4. Because if they get that call right, then the series goes very different. Look, they didn't call it. The Knicks were the better team, right? They won the series. I still feel like the Knicks would have won that series, whether it went to 7 or not. So maybe that's a moot point. But my point is that the Boston Celtics aren't going to give away fourth quarter leads the same way that the Detroit Pistons did in that series against the Knicks. It felt like every game, and it's not true, but it felt like in every game, the Detroit Pistons outplayed the Knicks in the first 3 quarters. The Knicks just kind of hovered around. We'll be down by 7 or 8. And then in the fourth quarter, we're going to out-execute them because we've been in the playoffs before and we have a lot of playoff experience, and they don't. That is what so much of that series felt like. And now they're going to play against this Boston Celtics team that has more playoff experience than they do. And they're better, and they're not going to surrender these fourth quarter leads in the exact same way that the Detroit Pistons did. And I just don't know how the Knicks are going to guard the Boston Celtics in this series. They want to hunt matchups. That is what Boston does. They get a switch, they attack it. If you help, they spray it out to one of their many, many guys who can make an open 3. And the Celtics are going to pick on Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson the entire series. They are going to get them switched onto the likes of Jayson Tatum or Jaylen Brown, or they're going to isolate Kristaps Porzingis. Karl-Anthony Towns in that screen and roll, having to worry about Porzingis popping or rolling, is like that's going to cause so many nightmares for the New York Knicks. And I don't know how they really deal with that throughout this series because there is no bench. And if you take out Karl-Anthony Towns and you put in Mitchell Robinson, they're going to abuse him the exact same way. If you take out, Jalen Brunson and you put in McBride or Campaign or Landry Shamet, they're going to abuse them and put them in switches and get them matched up on whoever they want. And it's going to work for them. So don't be surprised if we see the Knicks throw a little bit of zone out there, but it's really tough to zone Boston because they'll just shoot over the top of it. So I just don't think that they're going to have enough answers on the defensive side of the ball. And the tough thing about the Celtics isn't their offense, it's their defense. They have 5 guys on the floor at all times that can get in a stance and can really guard you. And Jalen Brunson's not going to be able to get a switch onto like Tim Hardaway Jr. or, Malik Beasley in this series. It's like, oh, crap, they switched. Now I got to deal with Jayson Tatum. Oh, crap, they switched. Now I'm dealing with Al Horford, who is still a really good defender who moves his feet well despite being 38 years old. So I don't think that the Knicks are going to have enough answers defensively in this series, and the Celtics will have answers with their defense in this series just because they have more dudes who can really play. Drew Holiday and Derek White are excellent defenders. They are going to hound and harass Jalen Brunson this entire series. The Celtics are also incredibly healthy. Like, Porzingis is healthy. I know Drew Holiday missed the last 2 games of that series against the Magic, but they sat him out. I think he could have played. They sat him out so that he'd be ready for the series because they didn't need him to beat the Magic. So he's going to be ready to go. Derek White's going to be ready to go. They're going to give Brunson all sorts of issues. Kristaps Porzingis giving up some weight to Karl-Anthony Towns, but the size and the length, I think, makes up for it. He has the ability to really anchor that Boston defense. The Boston has more rim protection than New York does. Like Karl-Anthony Towns has had a really good year this year, but he can't anchor a championship level team's defense. Like he can't. I love the guy and I love the season that he's had this year, but he's not a very good defender. Boston's going to abuse him and Jalen Brunson all game, and there's really no one that you can do that to with Boston. So give me the Celtics in 5. They'll have a game where they just don't shoot well from 3, and the Knicks will win that one. But I don't expect for this series to be close. The Boston Celtics are significantly better than the New York Knicks, and yeah, that's how I feel about it. So let me know in the comments below who you have winning the series and in how many games, and we'll see who's right. Can't wait. I'll talk to you again soon.